So I had a few people ask me how I even got into OF management in the first place.
Hey, I'm Bjorn Olsen from YourOFEmpire.com and the Empire Forums, owner of the OnlyFans Empire, an OnlyFans management agency managing girls in the top 1% from all over the world, completely remotely, hence different hotel rooms and pets and all my different videos. Check us out at YourOFEmpire.com or at YourOFEmpire on all major social media platforms. But for now, let's get back to the video.
So it's been a long process. Even in high school, I was made a video game and sold it to everyone, and then I turned the characters in the video game into a T-shirt. So been an entrepreneur since I can remember. I knew right from the beginning that I never wanted to go to uni, do the 9 to 5, live and then retire. I just knew even before I started listening to podcasts, and even before people like Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson were out there. Um, I just always intrinsically knew that was not for me, and that's not the only way to live. So yeah, high school, created video games, sold it to everyone. Out of high school, started a t-shirt business. I want to say company, but no, it wasn't a company, it was a business. Um, Selling t-shirts. It was like a skating brand, so I'd like sponsor BMX riders at the local skate park, getting do some tricks, take photos. That was a long time ago. That was real hard. It's an inventory nightmare because you need all these different sizing and colors and SKUs and absolute nightmare. I probably lost a heap of money, but I felt pretty cool, so that was cool. After that, I think I graduated to developing mobile apps. I've always been a nerd. It's probably what led me here. Always liked computers, always been a nerd. So yeah, I was developing mobile apps for a few years. Started creating like mobile games, and then started creating like utility apps. I've always liked psychology, so I started developed a couple apps around psychology, like the cube exercise and personality exercise, stuff like that. And then after that, I realized that was just ridiculously competitive. So then I graduated to selling mobile accessories. This is probably just before COVID. There were a few things in between. I think I even had a cleaning business, like just cleaning residential houses, a stall at the market. Always been a seller, always been an entrepreneur. The most recent one before this was selling mobile accessories, doing e-commerce. And then a friend of mine said, hey, so you do e-commerce, you know how to market, you know how to sell, you know how to deal with customers, conflict resolution. So OnlyFans is like the same, except you have a constant resupply of inventory. You never have to deal with like unhappy customers. You don't have to give refunds, or don't have to deal with returns. People saying, the phone case broke, or the stand doesn't work, or the screen protector snapped in the mail. You don't have to deal with any of that because the inventory is like the guys want it. It's digital, and frankly, it's just a lot better product to sell. And I thought, hey, you're right. And there's no like less overheads. You don't have to, deal with postage and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'll give that a shot. So I started doing that on the side a little bit. Started social proof in my Insta, my personal Insta, called outreaching. Realized I was really good at outreaching. I just had this way to, I don't know, come across as like not a desperado, not a geek. I knew how to talk to girls. And I also outreached via voice message, so that just piqued curiosity as well. So right off the bat, I knew I was real good at it. And then, unlike all my other ventures, where I kind of just hopped around, I guess if I'm to be honest and I'm to take accountability, I would say that when it got hard and challenging, I'll jump to the next thing. But then OnlyFans came along, and I was like, I'll tell you that I've never loved the job so much. Oh well, look at this! Like, look at this! I'm working. I'm working. I'm working. Um, I've never loved the job so much, and dealing with girls is awesome as well. It's like adds a bit of flavor. It's kind of edgy, and then I get my geek on. Like, you're dealing with proxy IP addresses, anti-detect web browsers, black hat marketing where accounts are always getting banned. You've got to figure out ways around it. Removing metadata and trying to cloak images. Like, it's just super super nerdy. And then I also figured out that's kind of the perfect marriage because 9 out of 10 girls don't want to do all that nerdy shit. 9 out of 10 girls just want to take photos and make money. And that's where the need kind of came in, especially during COVID. A lot of girls were like, oh, well, actually, I'm home, so I can just take photos and make money. Then they make an OnlyFans and realize you can't get any organic reach on there. It's not like you can use hashtags and get people coming in. You have to know how to market externally and funnel them in. So then it's kind of like, hey, you have awesome product, awesome body, photos, whatever. I'm a real geek nerd. I know how to market. I've been doing e-commerce for years. Let's team up. And lo and behold, turned out I was really fucking good at it. So it's perfect. And I've never enjoyed it so much. I don't have to deal with postage. I don't have to deal with like different phone cases, different like phones, a new model comes out. Oh, I get all this new. How boring. It's so cool. Now, what I will say is that with the coolest job in the world, I notice there's a lot of guys out there who get kind of egotistical, either from a thirst perspective or maybe they just never had a lot of luck with girls in the past. And so they get a little that's a thirst, isn't it? And so they get a little egotistical. And I notice that their attitude starts to change and they start talking a really condescending manner toward girls. Yeah, I don't agree with that. And I vow never to do that. Part of the reason why I enjoy this job so much is that I'm so nice to everyone, even the chatters, the virtual assistants. I just want everyone to feel great. Maybe I'm too nice because that affects business, but I try to, make wise business decisions while being nice, because I reckon that is possible despite what Dan Pena says. Dan Pena says you have to be an asshole, and I don't care. I just want to be nice to everyone. It makes life enjoyable. So yeah, dealing with girls is awesome. The girls I deal with is fucking awesome. The chatters I deal with is fucking awesome. I still can't believe the chatter, the virtual assistant I had, she asked one night for permission. She asked if she could log off early so she could go to hospital to give birth. I was like, Filipinos are on another level. I swear, their work ethic is insane. It makes you want to visit the Philippines. Like, that work ethic is insane. Westerners, take 6 months off prior. Look, I'm not saying, pregnancy is an easy thing, all right? I'm just saying, that work ethic is awesome. Anyway, that's a side tangent. Point is, with doing this, with having the coolest job in the world, I make sure not to get a big head, to treat everyone awesome. And there's no more pivoting now. This is it. Been doing this for a couple of years now. It's a reasonably new thing. Doing it for a couple of years, and unlike the other ventures where I kind of just hopped around when it got hard. Oh, I've been through the dating apps. Woo, proxies. That's hard. That's hard. And no worries at all. Got through that. So what I'm saying is that there's no bouncing around now. This is it. This is the job. I fucking love it. I'm not going anywhere. I'll change when change comes. At the moment, I think change might be Twitter. I reckon there might be OF 2.0. But there you go. I'm going on a side tangent again. But yeah, that's how I got into it. Be an entrepreneur for life, and it just happened to be a great marriage between girls that, models that want to upload content and make money, and the nerd inside of me that loves computers and loves all that kind of edgy black hat stuff. So it's just a match made in heaven, perfect fit. So that's how I got into it. So yeah, that's it. You're lucky I don't have the computer next to me, because normally in the videos I go plug in Empire. Look, if you're not on there, if you haven't seen the other videos, it's crazy good. I don't push anything that I don't think is good. It's like, I accidentally created the best course in the world. I was like, I don't want to create a course, I'll make a forum. But on the forum, I found a way to create a post that has all the steps involved with how to grow, start, and manage a successful agency. And then under each step, I've got a link to all the relevant categories on the forum that have all the updated information. So it turned out to be the best course in the world. It's $200 a month. If you think that's too expensive, then go pay $500 for a PDF, all right? Go pay $200 to learn how to chat or to do TikTok, all right? Go do that, or you can start your 9-to-5 job, all right? So anyway, if you like the content, go smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you on another video.